If you wouldn't mind confirming the title of the book, that would be great.
Yeah, buddy.
Had to be done.
Yeah,
And towards the end
yeah,
of the book, I stumbled on like a gem, really, which is your rules for life, which I actually think could potentially be its own book. So I kind of feel like there's potential for a book by Ronnie Coleman on your rules for life. But the first one
yeah.
is
It's true.
Open Your Eyes.
Yep.
And I think it touches a little bit on the concept of luck, which not many people talk about who are great achievers. So, what's your
Oh yeah,
thoughts on number one? Open your eyes.
yeah. It's one of the biggest life lessons that pretty much had to learn in life. Open your eyes. Have a vision for what you want to do and what you want to be. Uh, luck is luck is probably maybe 10-20% of it, but it's also a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication. And like I was saying earlier, all those principles that I mentioned earlier, that also becomes involved with it too.
Well, thank you for that. And I think one of the things you mentioned is that if it weren't for looking out for those lucky opportunities, you may not have been a bodybuilder at all, which is really interesting.
Exactly.
Number two is to be grateful. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, yeah. I've never took anything for granted. I've always been real humble about everything. I've always appreciated, everything that I've gotten in life because for the most part, I've always had to work extremely hard for everything that I've gotten from, graduating college, uh, moving to Dallas from Louisiana, coming out here, uh, finding a job when I didn't have one, and worked at Domino's Pizza for 2 years, delivered newspapers for a couple of years there. And the lucky part about it is what I was talking about earlier. Open your eyes is I got this job at the police department. Had it not been for that job at the police department, I never probably would have become a bodybuilder. So, I always try to tell people, be grateful for everything that you have in life because anything could be taken from you at any moment. You never know. You always got to realize how fortunate you are, to have the thing that you have.
Why do you think that you're able to be grateful, but maybe some people might struggle to do that?
Uh, you know, I've seen a lot of stuff, working for the police department. Some people are just think that, they're owed certain things because, of who they are. They are not grateful for the things that they have in life. Like I said, you the thing that you have, they can be taken from you at any moment. You never know when something bad is going to happen to you. You can just be riding down the street and something fall out of the sky and hit you on the head. You can be riding down the street and a car across the lane and run head on into you, and all that you ever worked for in life, it's gone in just that blink of an eye. So anything bad can happen at any time, So that's why I say I always be grateful for what you have. There's always somebody else out there that's doing a whole lot worse than you. Always, no matter what you think. There's always somebody doing a whole lot worse.
Well, the next one I think is probably my favorite one, and also something that I think I'd describe you as, which is number three is be relentless. What are your thoughts about that rule?
I have a saying when I was winning Olympia: if you always do what you always done, you'll always get what you always got. And what I'm pretty much saying is, I had this formula for winning the Olympia, and it wasn't nothing easy about it. It was hard, but I figured if I did it every single time that I got ready for a show, then I'd always get the same result. And for 8 years, 8 long years straight, it happened that way. So I always say, be relentless about what you're doing when you're trying to accomplish a certain goal, or trying to achieve a certain goal, and you'll always achieve it.
Thank you for that. And this next one sort of reminds me of your when I watched the documentary, the first time you win Mr. Olympia, which is why I would like to talk to you about this separately. But rule number 4 is to have passion.
Yeah. That goes back to what I was saying earlier. That's one of my principles for being successful. Have passion. If you got passion for something, you kind of like never really work a day in your life. That's what I had when I was, bodybuilding. That's what I had when I worked for the police department. I truly loved and looked forward to what I was doing each and every single day. I had a ton of passion for both of them, and it made it that much easier. Even though, what I was doing was kind of hard, difficult, and dangerous, I still had a lot of passion for it, and I still look forward to doing it each and every single day because of that passion and that love that I had for doing it. And for me, it was like I wasn't working. I was doing what I loved to do. I had a lot of passion for it. So I loved doing what I was doing. That's what I mean by having passion. That's why I was able to do what I was able to do too, because I had passion for doing both of them at the same time, even though both of them were extremely hard. I had a lot of fun doing it. A lot of fun.
You got any thoughts for people who maybe haven't found their passion? Anything that springs to mind for you there?
You know what? I try to tell anybody that will halfway listen to me. God put us all here for a reason. Most of us, we have a career and we have a calling. A career is something that you do, what you go to school for, pretty much. You get out of school, you look forward to doing this job because that's your career. But your calling is something that you don't really think you can make money at it because you have so much fun doing it, and it kind of comes easy to you, but you still have to work hard at it. You still have to work hard because it's your calling. And my career was working for the police department. My calling was being a bodybuilder, but still, all in all, I had a lot of passion for doing both of them. And I truly feel that each and every single one of us have that purpose in life. We got a career and we got a calling. God did not put us here just for us to be here. We have a purpose. Everyone, all of us, no matter what it is, we
What
have
would
a
you
purpose.
say your calling is now?
Oh, it's still the same. I'm a bodybuilder, for the most part. Probably gonna be, till the day I die. I'm still going all over, traveling all over the world, doing seminars, doing, personal appearances, and taking tons of photos, signing millions of autographs. So I'm still a bodybuilder, still doing my calling. Ain't
Would you
nothing
say it's
changed.
accurate that you're now sort of a mentor to other people so you can share your knowledge on that topic?
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah, yeah. Uh, uh, Mentor, role model, all that stuff. Source of inspiration because, uh, I truly enjoy doing what I do.
Well, that
We're
takes us
always.
nicely to the next one. Number 5, Ronnie's rule. Number 5, work as hard as you can. You have touched on some of that
Yeah,
already, but anything in
yeah.
addition?
Uh, it's kind of self-explanatory. You gotta put like 110% in just about everything you do. I mean, when you're trying to achieve a certain goal, you gotta work as hard as you possibly can every time you get a chance at it. Work as hard as you can and go as hard as you can and put 110% in it. And you will 9 times out of 10 come out on top. Most of the time, 10 times out of 10. I believe. Especially if you work hard enough.
100% in agreement. There is some, should we say, work-life balance opinions that are coming out at the moment in terms of, whether or not there should be some. I know when I think of this topic, I think like if you're obsessed with a goal that you're trying to meet, then it's not really work. But there are some people who say that you shouldn't work too much because there's a work-life balance consideration. Have you got any thoughts around that topic?
Yeah, I truly believe that, but I think that pretty much goes for a lot of people that don't really enjoy what they do. There are some jobs out there that you don't really enjoy. Like when I worked for Domino's, I didn't really like doing that. I only did it because I had to. When I was throwing newspapers, I didn't like that either. I only did it because I had to. So yeah, yeah, there are some jobs out there that you really don't want to work that much at. But once you find that job that you really and truly like, I think you should work as hard as you can when you can, and then when it's time, for your break, you should break as hard as you can while you can. You don't want to work all the time. You gotta have some break time in there for sure.
So if it's your dream, work as hard as you can. If it's not your dream, maybe take some breaks.
Yeah, but you should take break in both of them. I think still, uh, because like you said, it ain't all good to work hard all the time. You gotta have some break time in there in there too. And I've always enjoyed my break time. I always enjoyed that.
So Ronnie's rule number 6, something that you've referenced already: keep your faith high.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've always kept my faith real high. I've always believed in I was going to always succeed at anything I put my mind to because I've always had faith in everything that I've done. I've always had faith in everything was going to always just work out the way that it was supposed to. Because if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, then you know 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, the end result is gonna be achieved if I believe in my mind and I keep my faith that it's gonna be done. It will be done, and it has always gotten done. Always, I've always achieved. I've always everything has always worked out for the best my whole entire life because I believed it was going to work out, and it always has. Never wavered, not one iota on my faith. Never.
Well, the next one's really interesting because it's about number 7 is keeping a positive attitude. And I wonder, in your answer, if you could cover maybe if that's possible to cultivate, or you think it's something that you learned in your upbringing.
Yeah, I've always had a positive attitude just about everything I've always done. No matter what it was. If I was doing it, I had this feeling, and I've always kept the attitude that it was going to always work out for the best. And the reason why, because it always did, and I always stayed positive, and I always kept my attitude positive toward everything I've always done. Because I've always believed that if you stay positive about it, then it was going to always work out. And it has always worked out because, like I said, I've always kept my attitude positive that it was going to work out.
Well, the next one's a very pragmatic one, and I'm interested to know whether you're still doing it now. Number 8, Ronnie's rules: save your money.
Yeah. I've always done that. I still have 3 retirement plans now. Started when I first started working for the police department. Started saving money, and still doing it to this day. Still have all 3 of them saved to this day. So, yep, I still believe in that one too. Still got all 3 of my
business principle over to your business as well, yeah?
Yeah. I got my degree in accounting, and I have used it there for sure. So I will always be all right in that aspect of life.
I've seen this one in your other interviews, shall we say, in prep for our conversation. It's number 9 is stay humble.
Yeah. I've always been who I've always been. I've never changed from day one for the most part. I've always just seen myself as just a normal guy, regular guy, just like each and everybody else. I always tell people I'm a regular guy, normal guy. I'm just a little bit bigger. That's all it is to it. Ain't no difference between me and you. We're all the same in this world. Yep, we're all the same.
The last one, and I've also noticed this in your conversations as well, is number 10 is have fun. And some of those videos on YouTube where you're throwing around heavy weight and doing your affirmations, I can see you having a lot of fun there. Any thoughts?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've always believed in having fun because, like I said, if you got passion for something, you got to have fun with it, no matter what it is, If you're having fun with it, that means you're enjoying yourself. And who wants to be doing things in life where they're not enjoying themselves and not having fun? Because I believe that's what life is all about, enjoying yourself and having fun.